Here is how we helped a SaaS team gain insights with data for their next feature rollout. We used Notion to map out everything. We divided the big tasks into sub-tasks so we know what to do at every point. The next thing was to understand the business problem, know who our stakeholders are, and also the key objectives that we'll be looking at. The next thing was to import the tables into the database, right? We created a database named after the company, and we're using Microsoft SQL Server for this. So we imported the tables, checked for the data types here, added primary keys for necessary unnecessary tables. Then we also have the metadata, right? So we checked each tables, columns, data types. This was also the ER diagram to check the relationships. Okay, this stage was the data profiling stage, where we counted the rows on each table, checked for null values. We checked which column have nulls, so it will be easy for us. Then we went over to data cleaning. This took us around more than 4 hours because we had to check for duplicates, remove duplicates, change data types, change column names, restructure the table. This took us more than 4 hours. Like, we handled nulls, we fixed dates, and all of that. It was really taxing. It was really taxing here. The next stage was the analysis stage. This is where we defined the KPIs. This is where we asked what metrics actually mattered: weekly retention, adoption rates, upgrade behavior. We defined all of this, right? So now it actually got serious. We used window functions, CTEs, case when logic. We also added indexes on appropriate columns. Okay, this was the execution plan, right, for the queries. We're checking for how to optimize the queries where there were bottlenecks, right? We read the output and input, the execution mode, indexes that were used. So this was what we did in this particular phase. Now we connected our database to Power BI, where we'll be doing our visualization, right? So these are tables, views. We also created views in on SQL, right? So these are the tables in Power BI. We also created measures, right? DAX measures, we wrote DAX and all of that. So these are our visuals, right? So one of the biggest insights we got was that early adopters had a 40% higher retention rate in the first 7 days. So we asked, what happens if we boost the adoption rates from 45% to 50%? That's a 5% increase. That's where we quantified our impact. So this is GitHub. This is where we documented everything, like real analyst team, right? A full readme explaining the business problem, SQL logic, insights, and recommendations. Thank you.